What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to see Spider-Man No Way Home.
And we're twinning.
We're twinning. We're very, very excited. We're very nervous. Not really sure what I'm feeling. What about you guys?
I'm so nervous. I'm really, really excited, but beyond nervous.
So this is us before, and we're gonna show our reactions after we get back in the car afterwards. And this is gonna be a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it yet, I would click off now.
Click off.
Click off! You don't want to be spoiled for this. Come on, this is like endgame level.
We've avoided all spoilers. Well, I know I have at least.
Yeah,
I know nothing.
So, see you guys there. Sorry, the lighting is horrible, but oh my god. What the hell?
What did I just watch? We cried, we laughed, we smiled, we cried, we cried, we cried.
I just don't even know what to say. Like, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. We'll give a full review after we've had time to process this.
Yeah, because I can't even speak right now.
Hey guys! So, clearly not in the normal setup today for the review. Listen, I'm home for the holidays and my family make things difficult. So we're doing the review in my car today, filming on the phone, but you know what? The thoughts and the feelings they're all still high quality.
I cannot believe we're filming this here.
Yeah, so you might hear the sound of the rain in the background, but it's just relaxing. Anyway, we saw Spider-Man No Way Home.
On opening day. It was glorious.
It was
beautiful.
Amazing. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. It's an amazing movie. 10 out of 10.
Like, deserves all the hype.
Deserves all the hype
it's getting, it deserves.
And that's something I wasn't sure going into it, if this was going to be an overhyped movie, if the anticipation had grown too large. It was everything I wanted more. They exceeded my expectations.
It was amazing.
And the theater going experience, this is the first time I've been to the theaters since Endgame that has kind of rivaled that experience, you know, because there were people cheering and clapping, you hear people crying.
You could hear people like sniffling, and I was like, me too.
Let's just get this.
Let's just get
this right out of the way. There were 3 Spider-Men. We had Toby, we had Andrew, we had Tom.
No, okay, because obviously the part when Ned opens the portal. And he was like, Peter! And we were like, that's not Tom!
That's not Tom! I saw the eyes! I saw the eyes!
We know who this is!
I mean, I was like 99% sure they were going to be in the movie, but to have it confirmed was so amazing. I can't even describe the feeling.
Like, everyone knew they were going to be in the movie. I mean, there was even a leaked picture, which I hadn't seen until after the movie, but there was a leaked picture of Andrew on set.
Yeah. They were saying it was photoshopped.
Yeah. So, like, everyone knew they were going to be in the movie, but still, like, the feeling that we had when they actually came on screen was unmatched. Like, and then when Toby walked through the portal, like, that was so, it was so
crazy.
Cool.
And so since I was 99% sure that they were going to be in the movie, I thought they were just going to, because I knew that there were problems booking them filming wise and stuff, and I don't know, I just thought at most we're gonna get them in like the very end fight. It's just gonna be this like kind of like when the portals opened at the end of Endgame, just this crazy ending thing but no, they were full on supporting characters. They came in, I would say, end of the second act.
Yeah.
And they were full on characters. I mean, they had full conversation scenes. They were helping Tom's Peter Parker through the Aunt May situation, which we'll talk about later. That's one of the things that just really blew my expectations away.
Yeah, we accept, like MJ says, accept disappointment or expect disappointment so
that you can't be disappointed.
That's how we did it. Like, Toby and Andrew are just amazing. Like, we love them. I mean, Tom is our favorite Spider-Man, but we still love them as Spider-Man.
They're all different in their own way, but they worked all together.
Yeah, as a trio, it was amazing.
I loved watching. I could watch them for hours, just interact. Like, those were some of the best scenes, was just watching them as just Peter Parker talk and talk through things. And
at the school, when they were like talking and helping each other, and it was interesting because you get to see like how different each one of them is. Like, Andrew he was so sad because like what happened in his last movie.
too soon. It's still too soon. They didn't miss anything. They gave you every single thing you could want with having 3 of them in the movie, which is something I just didn't expect. I mean, they addressed the webs. They addressed Ned being a best friend and how that doesn't always work out for the Peter Parkers.
Yeah.
They addressed everything. The Avengers. They addressed.
Yes, yeah. Them talking about, they were like, "Who are the Avengers?" And he's like, "What?"
They did the Spider-Man pointing multiple times. Like they just.
Oh my god.
At one point, Eve and I were saying how it felt like an SNL sketch.
It did. It literally did. It was so funny.
I was in awe. Like I was just sitting there in the theater, like, what am I watching?
No, seriously.
Right now?
It was insane.
Obviously, we love this movie. 10 out of 10. I think it's probably the best Spider-Man movie for sure.
Definitely.
And I think something that just really attests to that is the fact that as soon as the movie ended, I mean, honestly, even before that, but as soon as the credits started rolling, we leaned over to each other and we were just like, I want to watch it again. I want to watch it right now. Immediately. And that just proves how a movie can, like, if a movie is good, that's the kind of feeling you should have as soon as it's over, is you just want to watch it again and again and again. Like, we're literally booking our tickets to go see it again. Like, it's all I can think about.
It literally is. It's all that's up here.
Let's get on to something a little bit sadder, which is the death of Aunt May.
When I tell you I was fucking sobbing, I knew it was coming because of the way she was hit. I was like, there's no way she's alive. I was surprised she even was up for as long as she was. It was. And
Marissa Tomei killed that scene.
That honestly is what hurts me a lot too. Is Marissa Tomei is such a good character. I love Marissa Tomei. So the fact that she won't be in these movies anymore really, really sucks.
Yeah.
Like, that's really upsetting.
She killed that scene. You could see the confusion on her face and also the pain and the sadness, and it was horrifickly sad. The fact that this Peter Parker has lost everyone. He literally has nobody. He lost Uncle Ben. We didn't see it, but he ain't got no Uncle Ben. He lost Tony. He lost Aunt May. Like, he loses everyone, and it's so sad. And that's, again, and Tom Holland killed the acting for that. Like, that was another thing that was just making me cry.
Their chemistry as an aunt and a nephew is it's so good.
And the way he broke down over her body, and then also when he's up on the roof and J. Jonah Jameson is on the screen. My gosh. You just feel it to your core. Like, it's just,
so I was like sobbing.
It hurts.
Sobbing.
It hurts.
Yeah.
I understand why they had to do it, and a thing I do really like about this movie is it puts Tom Holland's Peter Parker set up into the place of where Peter Parkers are usually at in past iterations. We love the MCU Spider-Man movies. We're big advocates of those movies. And they get shit on a lot by people that are kind of like Spider-Man purists, let's say, you know? But this movie, I really think, rectifies a lot of those complaints. Because a lot of those complaints have to do with like, oh, well, he's just too techie with the MCU. He's too involved in all this other stuff. You know, it's too big, too this, too that. He's too young, he's too this. But really, this just like shows that these movies have been leading up to this point.
They always, the MCU always has a plan.
There's always a plan.
They planned shit years and years in advance. They knew where they were going with these movies.
This trilogy was his coming of age story. It was an origin of sorts. You know, we thought we didn't get his origin, but really this trilogy was his origin. And especially this movie, you see by the end how different he is and how he's kind of come into his own, which is really, really cool. The Aunt May thing, as sad as it was, I feel it had to happen
to the story. Yeah, definitely. I just wish.
But I love that she got the responsibility.
Yes.
That broke. Dude, fuck Green Goblin.
Honestly.
So speaking of Green Goblin, there were a lot of villains in this movie. Not the full Sinister Six, so I'm assuming they're saving that for another film, probably of all villains that Tom Holland's Peter Parker has specifically dealt with. But I really liked all the villains in this. I loved Doc Ock.
Yes.
Oh my god. His fight on the bridge was amazing.
Yeah.
Alfred Molina killed it. Electro, Lizard, and Sandman were a little underused.
Yeah,
but,
they weren't really like in it. I mean, Electro more so than
but I mean, it's to be expected. There was just so much going on in this movie. That is one of my gripes with it. I just wish it was longer.
I know.
You know, I mean, we've had a 3-hour Endgame push the runtime. I don't
Yeah,
care.
come on.
This
We'll
was
sit through
only 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like, but yeah, I think as a unit, the villains did really well.
It was so interesting to see them interact with each other. And it was also
Yeah.
really interesting when Doc Ock was like, you're dead. Like, you're
Yeah.
dead. Like, you died. Like, what are you doing here? And then he's like, and they're like, no, you died. Like,
Yeah, that was a plot point I didn't see coming
Yeah.
with the curing of the villains.
Yeah.
But Green Goblin, oh my god, Willem Dafoe is horrifying.
Yeah.
Was so,
he truly is
like,
horrifying.
so scary. His performance here is insane.
Yeah.
The
way he just, like, switches.
Yeah, just the fight in the apartment was brutal.
Yeah.
I think that is something that's kind of hinting at where, you know, Tom's next set of Spider-Man movies are going, into this more grown-up, darker place, because he is older now.
Mm-hmm.
And that fight scene, like, you feel those punches. Oh my god.
I know, yeah, it was intense.
He was
It
like, I think I
intense.
broke my ribs afterwards. I'm like, you think?
Yeah.
You just fell through an entire
Yeah.
building.
And okay, yeah, interesting. I really liked the dynamic between MJ, Ned, and Peter this movie, cause like we saw them in, I mean, Homecoming. They like barely interact. Like Zendaya wasn't really in Homecoming that much. But then, like, last movie, still, they weren't really all a trio. But this movie, they were, and all trying to get into MIT. And, like, it was really interesting to see that dynamic, like, that trio. I really, really enjoy that trio. I feel like it kind of, like, I feel like Ned's importance was a little bit less this movie, which I really didn't like. Like,
Yeah,
I wish
it
they
feels
gave
a
him
little
more-
bit third wheely.
Yeah, even at the end when, I guess I'm jumping ahead here, but when Peter's like, you guys aren't going to remember me. I feel like Ned deserved more time with Peter. It was like kind of just MJ and Peter,
Yeah.
which is fine. They kind of like ignored Ned a little bit this movie.
He did get his magic, though.
He did, yeah, no, he did.
Which was interesting.
really, really cool. Very interesting.
I'll be interesting to see if they continue that, or if he remembers that. now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they remember even
anything? That's what it's so.
I don't know.
So many unanswered questions, but yeah, I don't know. I love them as a trio. I just wish Ned got more attention as like the guy in the chair.
Yeah, and that like kind of leads us into, do you have any negatives with the movie? It's very hard to pick negatives.
I know,
with this movie.
because my negatives are like, oh, I wish Ned got more attention. Oh, I wish it was longer. Like I literally don't.
There's some things that don't necessarily make sense. I'm fine to ignore them because of the payoff.
Yeah.
But, you know, the dynamics of this spell and having people that know Peter Parker come into this universe, but then it's like, did Electro even know that he was Peter Parker? Why was Venom there? You know, there's things like that are a little bit confusing. And then Ned's magic felt a little bit convenient to me, plot-wise.
Yeah.
It was like, you just kind of needed somebody to be able to open a portal.
I wish they had just like at least mentioned Ned.
Yeah, I wish that had been sprinkled out a little bit before.
Yeah, like in at least No Way Home, which, I mean, I guess it maybe could have been like very secretively, but we've seen No Way Home many, many times, and I don't remember.
You mean Far From Home?
I mean, yeah, Far From Home,
Yeah.
sorry. Many times when we don't remember anything.
Yeah, so there's just a little nitpicky things like that. I wish the advertising team had shown even less. I think they should have gone Endgame route with this, because if they hadn't shown MJ falling in the trailer, that moment would have been even more impactful, because
we knew.
Like, come on now. But that moment, can we talk about that for a second? Wow. That was very impactful.
Yeah. And I can't even imagine what was going through, like, Peter's head when he was swooped away so he couldn't catch Zendaya. Like, yeah. And for Andrew to finally be able to catch someone, like, you know, MJ. Which, I hope he finds his MJ.
I hope so too. I hope we see more of him.
I know,
because
really
there are
want
the
more of
different
them.
universes, and so there's Tom's universe in the MCU, which we know is separate from Venom, Morbius, I think. So, like, technically there could be a Spider-Man in those universes. Why can't it be Andrew's?
Exactly.
I'm just saying, to continue his story, because it sucks that his story never got to, like, end. But I loved getting to have him have that redemption moment here. Was just...
Because he does talk about how he, like, never has been able to forgive himself for it, which is horrible, because... It's not his fault. And he, like, cried after he caught her.
Are you okay? Are you
MJ's
okay?
like, are you good? Like, what? She's like, what I this.
Oh my gosh, this movie just had us laughing and crying left and right.
I think I cried from the moment May died until the movie ended. Whether it was happy cries, sad tears, like it was just, I cried the entire movie.
Oh my lord, we could talk about this forever. Like,
no, honestly, we're sitting here talking about it and I'm like, oh, this and this and this.
Okay, so let's try not to ramble too much, but we need to talk about a little bit what this is setting up for the future. So by the end of this movie, everybody has forgotten who Peter Parker is and that he is Spider-Man. So he's fully alone. He lives in an apartment alone. He has nobody. For a second when he's at Aunt May's grave and Happy walked up, I thought for a second, somehow, that he would know who he is.
I really thought.
But no. So he really, truly has nobody.
And we knew he wasn't going to tell them. We knew he wasn't going to tell Ned and MJ because he thinks they're better off without him. As I know, you just know how mad they would be if they knew what he was doing. It's a
classic freaking hero trope, man, where he walks in,
he's like,
they're gonna be happier and safer
because he sees the Band-Aid on her eyebrow.
But what is exciting is it's already been confirmed he's getting another trilogy with Sony and Marvel. And what they seem to be setting up here is that everybody's gonna go to MIT, and they obviously don't know him yet, but I'm assuming they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
MJ did it once before, she'll do it again.
Literally.
And we're going into this new era of Tom Holland's Spider-Man that is a little bit closer to what we know from the comics or what we know from past movies, which is a more grounded neighborhood Spider-Man. Nobody knows who he is, and I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be really cool, and I think it's gonna give a lot of people what they've been missing all this time from Tom Holland's Peter Parker. It's a more grown-up Peter Parker, college age. I think it's going to be really, really cool. And we get a small taste of it at the end of the movie where you see that he's made his own suit. No Stark tech, none of that. Just bare bones. And I think it's going to be really cool, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, like, what new characters we get to see. It's very interesting. It should be really cool to see where they take this.
I'm so excited, and it's rumored he might show up in the next Doctor Strange movie, which we're about to get into the after credit scenes, so maybe we'll see him there. I don't know is Spider-Man still an Avenger, even though they don't know it's Peter Parker? I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know.
There's some questions. There's some confusing things, but obviously I trust them to figure that out. But let's talk about those after credits. So we had 2 after credit scenes with this movie. The first one is a direct continuation of the after credit of Venom, where Tom Hardy is sitting in a tiki bar of some sort, and the actor from
Ted Lasso, which we love Ted Lasso.
We love Ted Lasso. Yeah, so one of the actors from Ted Lasso was at the bar with him, but so he's asking a bunch of questions about Spider-Man and the Avengers and stuff because he's not from this universe. He doesn't know what the heck is going on. But then you see him get thrown back into his universe, which is kind of sad because I kind of wanted to see them interact.
Yeah, that would be really entertaining.
But he lives a little bit of that symbiote there, which you know what that means, folks. We're getting another Venom in Tom Holland's movies, which will be really cool.
Really interesting, yeah.
That'll be very cool to see if that's next movie for him or further down the line. Yeah. And then the second after credit scene was literally just a trailer for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we were all sitting there and we were like,
I was like, what's going on?
Are they just us a trailer right now?
It's a full trailer. Probably the longest after credit scene.
Yeah.
And I was so hyped for that movie.
Oh my god.
Are you kidding me? Wanda? Multiverse is just so fun. There's just so much you can do.
And the possibilities
are endless. We didn't even talk about everything in this movie. I mean, they referenced Miles in this movie.
Oh my god, yeah. It was crazy.
Which was so cool. I really hope he gets to be in the live action eventually. I think he will. They're just focused on the animation right now. But that'll be really cool to see eventually. We didn't mention Matt Murdock is in this.
There's so much to get into.
Daredevil shows up for a second.
There's just so much to talk about.
Yeah,
we can't even get into it.
That was cool. The movie is just, it gives you everything you could want. Everything.
It is such a good Spider-Man movie.
I want to watch it over and over and over again. So
yeah, we're gonna go see it on Tuesday. I'm probably gonna see it again after that. I'm gonna be honest. This movie will take all my money. I don't care. I'm paying Tom Holland's rent this month. I don't care.
If for some reason you watched this with the spoilers and you haven't seen it, go see it.
The entire world's talking about it.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite parts were or your favorite characters. And we'll see you guys for the next Marvel movie probably that comes
Yeah.
out. So, yeah. Like and subscribe. Have a good summer.
Bye.
Honestly, everything leads back to Mysterio. Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal, you can suck my nuts.